In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a cryptocurrency exchange account. Now, there are an awful lot of exchanges out there. The last time I looked, we were talking hundreds of exchanges. And depending on where you are in the world, you're going to need to do a little bit of digging around to find out which one makes the most sense for you. The reason I say that is because not all exchanges allow everyone to join them. Or rather, you can join them, but sometimes it comes with limits. For instance, you could join an exchange that is predominantly US based, and it might only allow US citizens to fund it, which is kind of important because part of the reason you need to set up an exchange account is so that you can load fiat money into it. And elsewhere in the course I've explained what the term fiat money is, so hopefully by now you know. But unless you can actually put regular currency into an exchange account, then you won't be able to buy cryptocurrency and you won't be able to trade cryptocurrency. So I'm going to show you how to set up a popular account, and I do recommend you consider your own due diligence. Check out some of the groups. There will be resources elsewhere in this course with checklists showing you some of the various resources that I recommend. However, do your own research, check things like Reddit and Facebook and so on, and take a look at what you see. Now, I'm going to take you to an exchange site called Coinbase, and Coinbase.com is an American-based exchange account, and it is very popular and considered very safe. There are some mixed reviews about customer service. However, we don't really get into cryptocurrency because we want the burdensome overhead of customer service now, do we? We want to be able to do it all ourselves. That being said, I've sort of seen really nothing but good things said about Coinbase, other than the occasional sort of disgruntled individual who's had to wait more than a few moments to get an answer. So let's take a look at signing up. Now, so this is the Coinbase site as it stands today while I'm recording, and today it's July 26, 2017. Now, I mention that because websites have a tendency of changing. The cryptocurrency space is evolving, and you know, it might not look quite the same if you go there. You'll see here, look, the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, the New York Times, Time Magazine, they've all written about Coinbase. So this isn't some rinky-dink outfit in the middle of nowhere. So you can feel confident getting behind and setting up in your exchange account with these guys. So let's start. So I don't have an account with Coinbase, so I'm doing this with you. I actually have accounts with a couple of other trading organizations or exchange accounts, but I specifically kept Coinbase clean because I wanted to actually do this for you guys. So my first name is James. My last name is Birchall. My email address is james@jamesbirchall.com. I need to choose a password, so I'm obviously going to have to erase this or hide this. Now, I actually I have a password generator software package, so you know, don't worry too much about that. But give it a moment and come up with a good password. You know, something that's not easily guessed. I certify that I'm 18 years of age or older. Oh yes, try about 3 decades older than that. And create account. This is my my password system asking me. Save the login. No, I don't want Google to have my password for my online cryptocurrency Coinbase account. By the way, you'll see I'm dismissing most of those pop-ups. There's a good reason for that. You don't really want your login information being stored willy-nilly, all right? So, you know, just dismiss those sorts of things. Take the time to come up with a good password and protect your password. Remember, cryptocurrency is money. You know, it might be virtual money, but it's real money, because at some point you probably put real money into a system so that you could buy cryptocurrency and do stuff with it. So treat it with the same respect that you treat regular money. Now I have to go and verify my email, and let's hop over to Gmail. Of course, you never know what you're going to find when you open up your email account. There it is. Coinbase, verify. Click the link. Done. Welcome, James. Let's get started. So, welcome to Coinbase. Now, I'm an individual. So now what it's doing is it's asking me, let's just close these other windows a sec. It's asking me how I would like to go about continuing. So I want to set myself up as an individual, because that's me. And it's going to ask me for my phone number, and this will send it to this is going to send this to my cell phone so that I can validate myself accordingly. Now, bear that in mind. You can't go about creating an online trading account where you can, manage your cryptocurrency without giving over quite a bit of personal information. And a lot of this is because the banks wish to make sure everything is secure. I'm sure there's a certain amount of I probably don't know this, and I maybe shouldn't say it, but I think maybe they're a little PO'd, as they say, at the fact that cryptocurrencies even exist. But they want to make sure that criminals aren't doing anything dodgy, and they want to try and be as compliant with various legal requirements as possible. So they attempt to implement something called Know Your Customer, which allows them a degree of confidence that you are who you say you are. So that's why they're going to ask me all these questions. Now, again, I'll have to mask out my phone number so you don't all start texting me, because I love you guys, but not that much. Now, they sent me, just looking for my cell phone. Oh, there you go, it just showed up. My goodness me. So they sent me, not sure if you can see that. So let me key in the number 3898636. Verify. Ta-da! Okay. I love that, see? Just as an aside, pet peeve of mine, as they say, when somebody charges you a convenience fee. It's not convenient when you're charging me for nearly 4%. Please note we only accept Visa and MasterCard and charge 3.99% convenience fee. So for every $100, $96 we'll make it to wherever it's going. Now, I'm not going to fill this particular part in while I'm in front of you guys, so I'm going to pause it for a second, because it really doesn't make a lot of sense you seeing me key all that in and then cover it over, because it's kind of goofy. So hold on a sec, I'm going to pause. Okay, so I entered my credit card, and then I hit the big button at the bottom, and it's taken me to this panel which says, after clicking Start Charge Verification, we will make 2 small authorization charges between $1 and $1.99 to your card. They are authorization charges, will not permanently post to your account. Good to know. These charges should appear shortly under your pending transactions and then disappear after a few business days. You will need to come back to Coinbase and tell us the amounts of the 2 charges. I see what they're doing. So some accounts will do this. What they'll do is they'll let you 2 small charges to your credit card with a number between 0 and 99, something like that. And together, those 2 digits make up a sequence of numbers which will be unique to you. So we will send you an email in 2 days to check your account. So it says Start Charge Verification. So these guys are dinging my credit card. So, you know what? Let me pause again. I'm going to actually pull up my credit card online and see if I can find those numbers. Hold on. Isn't this exciting? As they say, that was quick. So, those 2 numbers showed up in my credit card log, and I've pulled them out. I think the first one was $1.15, and I think the second one was $1.75. So hopefully I've got them in the right order, because of course you never know. So let's hit verify. Well, look at that. Verified. And that, as they say, is how you set up your account. So you'll see my name is up here. You'll see that my credit card is on file. It's a MasterCard ending in those digits. You'll see that I could buy using my credit card, which is kind of instant. That's really rather cool. And I can sell. So that's how you set up your account. I'm not going to, in this video, because it's getting a little long, I'm not going to show you how you can explore this one just yet, but in another video I will show you how to explore some of these exchange accounts. In fact, probably show you around this one and a couple of the other accounts that I've set up. So I'll give you an idea of what features they offer. So that, as they say, is how you set up your account. If you don't have a credit card, then you might have a bit of a challenge registering with Coinbase, but there are other ones out there that you can set up with. In fact, I actually didn't have to use a credit card with any of the other ones I set up. But the other ones that I set up with did require that I show my ID, like my driver's license or my passport. So one way or another, you're going to be providing some information if you want to set up an exchange account. Okay? In this video, I'm going to show you how to actually find the exchanges that you might want to set up accounts with. And I'm going to also show you the various cryptocurrencies that are available and how you can actually explore them further. And generally, I'm going to show you a really neat website that makes it super simple to find them all in one place. So you're going to need to start your browser up. In this case, I'm using Chrome, but you can use any browser. And then you're going to need to go to this website, coinmarketcap.com. When you visit this site, it's going to look something like this. It might look a little different for you. You can close the ad at the top. You're going to see what looks like a very busy page. I get that. There's going to be advertising all over it, like this banner here and this tower ad here. You can just ignore those for now, because really the purpose of this site, at least the way I use it, and I recommend that you do too, is you use it as a reference point. Now, before we start exploring, take a quick look at this page. You're going to see on the left-hand side pretty much a list of various cryptocurrencies, and of course the 800-pound gorilla in the room, as they say, is Bitcoin, which was the first, I suppose, first successful cryptocurrency that was launched in January of 2009. There's this thing called market cap that you may or may not understand what it means, but don't worry too much at the moment. But if you look to the right of it, you're going to see what it's currently selling for. Now I'm showing things in US dollars. You can switch that to pretty much whatever currency you like. You know, you can see here, you can see it in other cryptocurrencies. You can see it in Australian dollars. I'm in Canada, so I might switch it to Canadian, but I'm going to leave it on USD for now. What this is going to allow you to do is see what that particular cryptocurrency is selling for, or at least what it's worth on this exchange. Now I say on this exchange because one of the things you're going to notice as you get more into cryptocurrencies is as you explore exchanges, you're going to find that there might be price differences between cryptocurrencies. So you're going to see maybe a Bitcoin listed on one exchange at one price, and you might see a slight difference on another currency exchange. That is due to what they call the volume of available currency that's trading through it. So you can explore that to your heart's content. I'm not going to explain arbitrage right now, but if you want to Google that term, you might actually have some fun with it. That's pretty advanced trading, but it's there for you if you want to play with it. Now, I did say I was going to show you how to find all the currencies and all the exchanges. Well, if you scroll back to the top of the page and look up here on the left-hand side, you see it says, currently there are 828 cryptocurrencies listed on this website. Maybe you only thought that there was a few, like Bitcoin or Ethereum and things like that. There's actually lots. That number changes quite a bit. New coins, new cryptocurrencies are minted, as they say, or created, and sometimes they disappear. And to the right of it, you're going to see it says 4,768 markets as of today. If I click on it, you're going to see all the different exchanges listed, I guess according to here anyway, volume and ranking. Volume would be the amount of cryptocurrencies that are selling and trading on that particular exchange. And you can see it's a pretty long list. You'll notice here that it's showing you, say, the top 10 for Bitcoin, and there's the top 10 for Ethereum and Tether and so on and so forth. But what you really want to take a look at are these things here, where it says source. Those are the names of the exchanges. You can see, for instance, that Bitfinex and Poloniex and Bitstamp, and there's Poloniex again. These are names of exchanges, and if you click on them, it should bring you up some information. But what you want to look at is this over here. It gives you the name of the exchange, and it gives you a link to it. So if I click on that, it should open up another window in my browser and takes me to the Poloniex exchange. Now, I don't have an I don't have an account with Poloniex. I do have accounts with probably 4 or 5 exchanges, but as I said in another video, there's an awful lot of them, and it's sort of user preference as to which one you go with. And if you do your due diligence and you're reading around online, you're going to find, you're going to find people that love them and hate them, and some are going to say this and some are going to say that. So make up your own mind. Ultimately, it's not really a big deal. As I'll explain elsewhere in this course, these exchanges are useful for making trades. They're useful for switching between cryptocurrencies, buying cryptocurrencies, selling cryptocurrencies either into fiat money, which is your base currency of where you live, or some other base currency, along with trading. But when you actually explore the rest of this course, you're going to run into something called a wallet. And a wallet really is your centralized bank account, if you will. It's where you keep the information about the cryptocurrency that you have. And ultimately, one of the best pieces of advice I can probably give you right now is, by all means, set up your exchange accounts. By all means, leave a small amount on your exchange accounts if you wish, but don't leave your cryptocurrency sitting on these accounts, because basically, and I explain this elsewhere, so I'm not going to cover it too much right now, but basically what it means is, if you leave your cryptocurrency sitting in one of these trading accounts out there in the interweb land, if anything goes wrong with that website, or it's hacked, or it's compromised, and the data is corrupted, or worse, somebody steals the data about your cryptocurrency, well, you'll lose access to it. So one of the things that cryptocurrency experts generally agree on is use the exchange accounts for your trading, for your buying, for your transferring, for your paying, receiving, and so forth. But ultimately pull it into a wallet when you're done. Okay? So like I said, you can pretty much get any exchange you want, subject to your country limitations, subject to your funding limitations. But when all is said and done, you want to keep your cryptocurrency secure in your own wallet, not necessarily a wallet which is part of your online exchange. As I say, I explain that elsewhere, so don't be sitting there scratching your head, because I will get into that in quite a bit more detail. But anyway, this is where you can find markets, exchange accounts, and this is where you can also check out all of the various cryptocurrencies that are currently up for sale. I guess which you could trade with. So hopefully that'll at least get you started when you're looking for an account. I'm going to show in another video the ones that I use, but you are free, as I say, to explore and use whichever you like. In a previous video, I said I'd show you the exchange accounts that I've set up. So let's start by bringing up a browser, and I've actually got a little folder on my browser at the top with shortcuts to my exchanges. So you can see that I have created a CoinSquare account. I have Coinbase, which you actually saw me set up in another video in this course. I have a Quadriga account, and I actually have a Bittrex account. Local Bitcoins is an entirely different website, and if I remember, as they say, I will get into that and I'll show it to you as well. It's kind of neat if you want to buy and sell Bitcoins, maybe some other currencies. I haven't confirmed that yet, locally. But for the time being, just ignore those. So I've got 4. Like I said, I showed you me setting up Coinbase, so I'm not going to click back on that one. But let me show you CoinSquare and Quadriga first, and then I'll show you Bittrex. Now, the reason I've got CoinSquare and Quadriga is I'm in Canada, and some of these exchanges have country limitations. For instance, you can join them, but you might not be able to put money into it. You might not be able to fund it so that you can buy currencies or trade in cryptos. And depending on where you are in the world, you're going to run into validation limitations, things like that. Here in Canada, when I actually went to complete my my setups, I was asked for quite a bit of information so that I could complete registration. I was asked for, I think it was a driver's license and a picture of a utility bill, and they wanted to see a picture of my face, and they wanted me holding a piece of paper showing the last 4 digits of the account. This is not unusual, when you're dealing with financial institutions. Remember, we're talking money here. It might be virtual money, but somewhere along the lines, someone put real money in to get virtual money, and you really do want to be dealing with exchanges on online accounts that allow you, or at least give you that sense of comfort that comes from knowing that they're taking this seriously. So CoinSquare and Quadriga are 2 that I'm using because I'm in Canada. So let me log in and we'll go from there. Now, I should say, for the purposes of these videos, I've emptied out my accounts. Obviously, I don't necessarily want you looking into my personal and private financial affairs, so I've created these accounts, which are my real accounts, but what I've done is I've left them empty, so my cryptocurrency is elsewhere. You're going to see some cryptocurrency. I've left some small amounts in 1 or 2 of different places, and the reason for that is I want to show you in other videos how you move it around and how you trade with it. But this is what CoinSquare looks like. So you'll see that I'm verified. You can see that I'm currently showing it in base currency of USD. I could set it to Canadian. I'm on the dashboard. You can scroll around and it'll show you things like BTC, which is short for Bitcoin, ETH, which is short for Ethereum, Dash, and you'll see this area down here. Pretty much anywhere you go on any of these exchanges, they're going to show you, whichever cryptocurrencies they're dealing with, and they're going to show you the prices, whether the price is going up, the price is going down. They're going to show it to you in a currency of your choice. For instance, right now, Bitcoin in Canadian dollars is 3,161. Let's put this back to USD because that's generally what I pay attention to, because most of the world, at least online, tends to relate to these things in USD. So you'll see right now that Bitcoin is just under $2,500. It's dropped 1.65% in the last 24 hours, and it was as high as 2,691. So it's bouncing around at the moment. Ethereum's up slightly, although the price is under $200. Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency currently, and it's been hovering around sort of the 200 to 250 mark at the time of recording this course. Although back in June it did go as high as $400, but then there was a whole bunch of fun stuff happening in the marketplace in late June, early July, 2017. I should say that none of the information that I'm sharing with respect to crypto numbers, like these prices, none of my information should be construed as investment advice. I am a former certified financial planner. I was certified in the United Kingdom, with unit trusts, stocks, bonds, and life insurance and all that fun stuff. But that was a while ago. I don't have a license here in Canada, and although it does give me a unique perspective to look at these things, please don't construe any of what I'm talking about as investment advice. You are wise to make your own decisions. So this is anyway what CoinSquare looks like on the inside. And you can see here, if you click on the top where it says fund and withdrawal, you can actually see how you can put money into your CoinSquare account and how you can take it out. Now here's where it gets interesting. Coinbase, which I set up in another video, only accepts funding using a major credit card, which you saw me set up. If you don't have a major credit card, then you might run into some challenges. One of the things about CoinSquare is you can actually load it up with a CoinSquare voucher, which is kind of neat. You can see that you have money orders and bank drafts and wire transfers, and you can see that there's minimum amounts for transactions. It's not too bad. I mean, I like CoinSquare. If you go over here to where it says transactions, you're going to see what's been going on. As you can see, mine's fairly blank because I haven't really done that much with this particular account. Not since I set it up. As you can see, it's pretty basic. Most of them are when it comes to managing your cryptocurrency. I mean, really, they show you the state of affairs in the online exchanges, what the various cryptocurrencies are trading for, and they show you or give you basic abilities to see either fund your account, or if you click over here on the left, you'll be able to withdraw. Now I can't withdraw anything right now because there's no money in this account for me to demonstrate that, but if it was, you click on the buttons, follow the prompts, and you could withdraw it to your bank account. So that is CoinSquare. I'm not going to show you the advanced trade stuff because, well, I couldn't really demonstrate it because there's no money in there right now. But you can see as it's pulling up the data, what are we looking at? Canadian Bitcoin. There we go. Let's take a look over the last 3 months. You can see Bitcoin was high here, and then it fell in early June, and it's been bouncing around ever since. And you can change that to, what else we got here? Ethereum to Bitcoin, Dash to Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. I don't get too hung up with all that stuff because ultimately I only use the exchange, these exchanges just to load the accounts. So let's show you the other exchange that I've got, Quadriga. Again, another Canadian account. I believe Quadriga and CoinSquare are in Vancouver. So this is Quadriga CX. I guess CX might stand for currency exchange. This one also is empty because I've blown out the numbers. But with this one again, you can see, you can fund it with US or Canadian. So you'd click on here, you'd go to fund the account, which is what I did when I launched this up. But what's really nice about Quadriga is you can do Interact Online, which is instant. So you have to upload a minimum of $50 to a maximum of 2,000. So if you're familiar with Interact Online, and a large portion of the world is, what you can do is you can go over here, click select. Now you'll notice there's a fee for loading and withdrawing what they call fiat currency or regular currency. And in this case, it's a minimum of $5. So for the purposes of some of the demos, I actually threw $100 in here. And of course I throw up $100 and I get 95 because there's a minimum $5 fee. And you'll see where the rest of those funds are. They're sitting over in one of my wallets that I'll demonstrate elsewhere in this video course. But if I wanted to load some more, I could click select. What it would then do, in this case, again, reminding you I'm in Canada, these are your main banks in Canada, the RBC, Scotiabank, Bank of Montreal, and TD. I could type in the amount. So let's say I wanted to fund it with, I think they said the limit was $50. You'll see it says there's the fee, and that's what will happen. Now, if I hit proceed, which I'm not going to, it would negotiate with my bank. I'd have to log into my bank. I would have to approve the amount. It would then push the amount through to Quadriga, and then usually within 10 minutes or so, that $45 here would be showing up here. It would say $45 Canadian. And then I'd be able to do things with it. I'd be able to move things around. I could trade, I could, what we got here, Canadian XBT, USD XBT, Ether, Canadian Ether, Litecoin. You'll notice that Quadriga and Coinbase don't have as many currencies that you can trade in, But again, I use these accounts because I needed to get money into them, which I could then move into the other accounts. Like I could move it into Coinbase, which trades in a load of cryptocurrencies, or I could go to this other one, which is called Bittrex. And Bittrex allows me to trade in quite a few different currencies. So again, if you're going to trade in the primary currencies like Ethereum or Bitcoin, then you can pretty much use any of the main trading exchange accounts. But if you're going to trade in something called altcoins or alternative cryptocurrency coins, then you might need to find some of the other accounts. Remember, use that, I'll remember the name in a sec, use that one, the cryptocurrency market cap. So that's coinmarketcap.com to find the exchanges where those currencies are being traded. So anyway, this is Bittrex, and I'm logged in, and you can see it's bouncing around, showing all the Bitcoin markets. If you click over here where it says wallets, that shows you what money is in your accounts, if you have any in there. And again, mine's all sitting in a software wallet on my computer, not necessarily what they call a hot wallet sitting on an exchange account, because call me paranoid, but I do have a background in programming. I'm not going to leave money sitting out in la la land out on the internet, which someone could maybe tinker with enough time and energy. By the way, most of these exchanges are insured, so if you do unfortunately fall foul of some miscreant who decides they want to steal your money, not that it's easy, it really isn't, you would be insured in accordance with whatever the terms were with your exchange account. Again, look at this. You've got all of these different currencies that you can trade on Bittrex: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Vertcoin, Peercoin, Feathercoin, Dash, Potcoin. I mean, some of these coins are just totally rinky-dink. And I mean, what's this? Einsteinium. This thing's gone up 102%. I don't know what the timeline is, but that's kind of amusing. You can see there's page after page. It lists 29 pages here. It's crazy. These are an awful lot of different coins. Now you can simply search. So if you know the 3-digit code or even part of the phrase, like here's ETH for Ethereum. There's Ethereum, and then there's Ethereum Classic. Two different versions of the Ethereum cryptocurrency. If you start typing in things like Bit, you'll find Bitcoin, BitStarCoin, BitCent, Bitcoin Dark. But one of the things you'll find when you start experimenting and looking at various exchanges and the cryptocurrencies that they trade in, you're going to start seeing all of these really esoteric cryptocurrencies. Some of them are complete bunk. All right, so be very cautious about what you think you can make a mint in, because it's not terribly hard to create a cryptocurrency, and that's why there was over, 800. I think I showed you at the beginning of one of these videos. It may have been the beginning. No, I think it was the beginning of the other video. Anyway, these are just accounts, so explore them, dig around, find the one that suits you best, find the one that you're comfortable with. There's no right or wrong trading account. In fact, some of these trading accounts may eventually go away, which is another reason why, once you're done using them to, say, fund or buy some currency or move things around, when you're done, make sure you move your money off the exchanges. And when I say money, I mean your cryptocurrency. Move them off the exchanges, out of the exchange wallets that come with your accounts, because they provide you with this thing called a wallet, which is where you can store your cryptocurrency. But you don't want to leave it online. You want to pull it back to yourself, store it on your computer, or store it on something called a hard drive, or a little what they call a cold storage wallet, which is a very secure USB thumb drive with some extra gadgets. You've probably seen them in some movies. It's the same idea. And then you don't need to worry too much about these exchanges. I mean, I use whichever exchange suits my purpose on the day. All right? So take a look around, join a few, play with a few, and explore. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to receive Bitcoin, Ethereum, any really one of the cryptocurrencies of choice. Now, you might recall in a previous video I said that you can receive cryptocurrency into your wallet, and you may also recall that I mentioned that a wallet is also typically part of your trading accounts if you've set one up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of examples. I'm going to, first and foremost, I'm going to actually just jump over to one of my accounts. I'm going to go into Quadriga, which is a Canadian, I believe it's over in Vancouver, and I've just logged in. And what I'm going to do is, you'll see across the top here, so here's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Canadian dollars, US dollars. So these are the two currencies that you can put into this account, and then these are the three coins that, the three cryptocurrencies that Quadriga will actually let you trade in. Now, as I've mentioned elsewhere, you can get different exchange accounts and trade in different cryptocurrencies, but this happens to be the one I'm using for this example. Here's why. Each one of these exchange accounts has a different way of showing you this information or getting you to it, but in this particular instance, what you want to do is you want to find the cryptocurrency that interests you, and you want to go and get your payment address, right? That's like the address where if somebody was to send you money, you say, hey, send it here. Watch this. So I'm going to click on Bitcoin, and I don't have any Bitcoin in here at the moment. You may also recall I said that for the purposes of demonstrations, I've pretty much emptied out my accounts, so that I have no problem showing you around behind the scenes. So if I click on this where it says Fund Account, you will notice, you can ignore this right now, I'm recording this at the end of July in 2017, and we're about to experience some unstable activity as Bitcoin potentially goes through a few iterations at the end of the month, beginning of August. But you can ignore that. You'd normally see this. See, it would say, to fund your Quadriga account with Bitcoin, send your payment to this Bitcoin address. That is the address that I would give to somebody if I wanted to receive Bitcoin into my Quadriga exchange account. So in other words, if somebody said, hey James, can I pay you X amount of Bitcoin? I'd say, sure, send it here. The other thing you can also do is you can use a QR code. Now QR codes were sort of really trendy a few years back, and then they fell out of favor. Well, they're sort of making a bit of a resurgence because QR codes were a really neat way to represent data like this. Because honestly, you couldn't exactly tell somebody that. So what you would do is you would normally copy it, and make sure you copy it, don't do it manually, and then you could send them an email and just say, send it there. And then when they actually send Bitcoin, it goes here. Now it's important to note that this address for Bitcoin receipt into my Quadriga account is going to be different than the account number, see, for Ethereum. If you accidentally send Bitcoin to an Ethereum account or in any other cryptocurrency account, it won't make it. I'm not going to turn around and tell you that it will come back, because I don't believe it does. You really do need to make sure that you control your transactions. I think at this state with the cryptocurrency world, things tend to just need to be sent where they're supposed to be sent. I mean, and if you accidentally send Bitcoin to the wrong Bitcoin address, there's no getting it back. You've just sent money to someone else. So, when you get these addresses, be very careful with them. Just cut and paste. This is how you do it manually from inside something like this. And like I said, in any one of these accounts, let me see what it might be in Coinbase. I haven't looked at this just yet, so give me a moment. So where would it be? See, they're all talking about the possible Bitcoin. So here you go. Bitcoin wallet, currently nothing in there. See, get Bitcoin address. So if I click on this, there's the Bitcoin address. So if you sent Bitcoin to this address, it would show up in my Coinbase account. See, all these addresses, they are unique. And every time you go to a different account or use a different exchange, you will be given a series of addresses for receiving money. So, I've got, as you can see, I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin on Coinbase, and each one of them is a different address. Now, if I was to show you these addresses, this address for my Bitcoin wallet on Coinbase is different than my address for my Bitcoin wallet on Quadriga. And if I was to pull up this particular piece of software, it's called Exodus. Let me close down the browser window so you can see it. Exodus, by the way, is a warm wallet. It's a software wallet that runs on my computer. So it's not the same as an exchange or trading account. It's just strictly a wallet. Now I'm currently running version 1.3, and I'm going to key in my password and unlock it. Now there is a little bit of money in here. Not a lot, because I've been playing around, again, like I said, for demo purposes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you send and receive money, cryptocurrency, inside Exodus. Right, let's see, so normally you'd land on this. So you can see right about now I've got 82 bucks in here, or at least that's the going rate. And I was playing around earlier, I've got a little bit in Bitcoin, a little bit in Ethereum, and I was playing with EOS. But let me show you how you send and receive. So what you can do is, by the way, you can toggle between the dollar value and the actual amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? You go to the wallet, and then you click on send or receive. Now you can see I've got that much Ethereum there, which is like about $41 Canadian. But if I wanted to receive more Ethereum, I click on receive. And you're starting to see a pattern here. They're going to give you a QR code, which is a QR code representation of that address. And of course, the nice thing about Exodus is you can click copy, you can print it out, you can email it, or you can go straight to the blockchain and actually view it. In fact, let's just do that for the fun of it. Remember earlier in another video I mentioned that you can actually see what's inside a record on the blockchain. Well, this is showing you that I've got 3139. Remember, that's US. I'm showing it in Canadian on my setting, but it's showing you that there's that much in there, that much ether, and you can see there's nothing here that indicates this belongs to me. This is just this is just where this is right now. And the nice thing about getting your address is this is how you can receive money. Watch this. If I click on email this address, it's going to bring up my email client on my Mac. Now, depending on which email client you've got set up, you'll see things differently. But what this does is this brings up your email client and pre-fills it with all the information that you might need. Just waiting for my email client to catch up. Hang on a sec. Let me just pause this. I don't want you having to... Oh, there you go. Beat me to it. Give it a sec. There you go. See? It pre-filled it. My Exodus Ethereum address is, so if I was to send this to a buddy of mine and say, send the Ethereum here, that's what it would do. That's how it works. Very, very simple. And that is how you receive cryptocurrency. You find the address for the cryptocurrency of choice, and then you send it to the person who you're asking for them to send you money, and that, as they say, is that. In this video I'm going to show you how to send cryptocurrency. In a previous video I showed you how to receive it, and quite honestly this is pretty much the inverse of it, just slightly different. So let's bring up Exodus again. Remember, Exodus is a software wallet that I'm using. You're going to find the same basic functionality in most of these software wallets. I'm going to go to my wallets. I am going to pick Ethereum, and in this one there's a send button. You click receive to get the address where you'd like to receive it. If you want to hit send, you hit send, and then it brings up this window and it says, where do I send it? And if somebody's asked you to send them Ethereum, they would have given you their Ethereum address to their wallet to their exchange account or accounts, whatever. So as long as they've given you an Ethereum address, you type the address in here, you type the amount in Ether, or you can toggle it to your currency. And like if I wanted to send, say, $1, you know, it translates it all. And once I have an address in there, notice down here there's a network fee for transmitting things, and then you hit send, and that's it. It's gone. Super simple. And it's exactly the same for any of the any of these things. See, if I hit send, same idea. Give me the address where you want me to send it. Give me the amount you want to send, either in the unit currency itself or in your fiat currency. Like I said, I'm set to Canadian, and away you go. So that's how you do it on Exodus. So let's shut Exodus down. And it's pretty much the same on your exchange accounts. Same idea holds true. You go to your exchange account, you log in. Here's my Coinbase again. And Coinbase, you look for the send button. You can get to your accounts. Remember, that's where you go if you want to get the address to receive money. But if you want to send, you just hit send. And it says, again, we can dismiss that. Person gives you their look at that email address. Typically you put your Bitcoin address in there and you type in the amount in Bitcoin. You either type the Bitcoin in or the currency, and it's going to take you from your Bitcoin wallet, and you can put a little note and it sends it to them. Of course, if you change that to your Ethereum wallet, you're going to need to put an Ethereum address in there, and again, it's very simple. Tell them where you're going to send it, tell them the amount you're going to send in currency or cryptocurrency, and tell them which wallet you're pulling it from, and that's it. And then you hit send funds. Now, one thing you need to note is that when you move money around on cryptocurrency, there are often small transactional fees. So if you're trying to send an exact amount of money to someone, what's likely to happen is the transaction fee is going to be lopped off. So if you needed to send exactly $10, they're going to get a little less than $10 because the transaction fee is what it costs to move things around the system. So you saw on the Exodus app that it showed it was a 12-cent transaction fee for Ethereum. Now that's going to vary. It depends where you are. It depends what exchange you're on, and all and so on and so forth. But generally speaking, there's a small transmission cost to move things about, and you just need to bear that in mind, okay? But that is how you send funds. Cryptocurrency funds anyway. Pretty simple. So let's put this all together. I'm going to fund one of my accounts with some money from my bank, and then I'm actually going to initiate an order and buy some cryptocurrency. So let's start with, actually, let's not use my bank. Let's use Coinbase, because you've seen me digging around in all the other ones. Let's go here. So let's actually buy some cryptocurrency. So right now, Ethereum is, let's see, I'm set in Canadian dollars right now, so it's $241. Bitcoin is 3,400 and all the rest of it. And Litecoin is $50. So, you know what? I don't own any Litecoin. So, how about we do this? Enter an amount. So it's $50. How much do I want? Weekly card limit, that's what it's set to. I don't know. That would get me 2 Litecoin. That would actually be an instant $100 hit to my credit card. How about we don't do that? How about we buy 1 Litecoin? There you go. That would charge my card $53. I don't want to do this for an example. Let's buy half a Litecoin. The hell with this. I don't even know if I want a Litecoin. So let's do, there you go. Confirm your transaction. Your purchase was successful. I just bought half a Litecoin. It'll be available in your Litecoin wallet instantly. View dashboard. Let's go to my dashboard. There you go. I have half a Litecoin. Woohoo! That's how you buy cryptocurrency. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's super simple with Coinbase. Now, remember, if I wanted to send that somewhere, you can see that 100% of my portfolio is Litecoin right now. If I wanted to send that somewhere, remember I showed you that in another video? I can hit send, and then I can quite simply pick. You see I have half a Litecoin, and then I can mail it somewhere. Like I could send it to my wallet. Remember I told you I generally don't think it's a good idea to keep things online. So how about we do this? Like now you've seen me fund this account, you've seen me buy crypto, now I'm going to move it. Of course, just understand that every time I move these things around, it's costing me. So I'm doing this for you guys. So let me bring up Exodus, which is my soft wallet. Of course I think Litecoin is one of the features in there. So I need the address, right? I need my Litecoin address. So I'm bringing up my software wallet. So what this is going to do, this is going to move the money, the cryptocurrency. It's going to move the cryptocurrency off Coinbase, and it's going to bring it to my computer so I can keep it all in my software wallet. Just waiting for Exodus to power up. There it goes. Wants my password again. And it is unlocking. By the way, it takes a moment or two to do this, and I know it's because there's a whole set of backwards and forth on this thing. See, there's Litecoin down the bottom. So you'll see I have nothing in my Exodus wallet, nothing in my hands. I want to receive money into this wallet, and it gives me a Litecoin address. I'm going to click the button here that says copy this address. I'm going to leave the Litecoin. I'm going to leave Exodus open. Jump over here, and it says where are you going to send it? Paste. There's the Litecoin address, and it says how much. I'm going to click on the words use max. Notice that the number is not 0.5 anymore because there's a network fee. Remember I told you every time you move things around it costs you. Litecoin wallet, let's just make sure this is right because I don't want to just throw $20 odd into the wind. Sending it there, sending the full max from my Litecoin wallet. No point sending myself a note. That's the Litecoin charge. Total, send. You're about to send it. Now, I'm going to reach home and grab my cell phone because they sent me a tracking code. Or rather, not a tracking code, they sent me a special code that I need to key in. This is how you can make sure your stuff doesn't go walkabout. People can't just hack into your account and send your money everywhere. This is the number they gave me to confirm my transaction. 138837. Oop, 337. Almost messed that up. Yeah, 138833.7. Done. There you go. I have just sent that Litecoin from my Coinbase account over into my wallet, and you'll see the send was done. So if I go back to my account, you'll notice now that my Litecoin account is empty. It says it's pending because it takes a moment sometimes. And you'll see that I bought half a Litecoin on my credit card. And you'll see that I've transferred it. So it was $21.92 US that dropped to that because of transactional fees. And it's on its way. I believe if I click on that, there we go. It just says it's pending. So what I would normally do now is I'll go back to my dashboard, and if this is going to take more than a few moments, what I'll do is I'll put this on pause. But before I do, let me show you my accounts just so you don't think I'm messing about. See, 000. See, last activity a minute ago. So it's all zeroed out. So let me minimize this and let me bring up Exodus. There you go. I just received it. I have just under half a Litecoin sitting there. And if I go back to my portfolio, if you recall, it was around 88 bucks. I've now got $108 in little crypto. I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, and now I've got Litecoin. That is how you move stuff about. That's how you buy the currency. That is how you flip it around, and that is how you take it out of an exchange account and you move it into a hot wallet. Sorry, you move it from a hot wallet into a software wallet, which is what I've got here. And if I wanted to convert my Litecoin into Bitcoin, then I could do things like this. See, I could pick and choose, but that isn't something I'm going to do right now. I'm just saying you've now seen a complete cycle of the acquisition, the receipt of it, the confirmation of it, and moving it from the hot wallet, which was the wallet on the exchange account, over into my software wallet on my computer. And that is really the full cycle. You've seen how to send it in another video, and you just saw basically I received my own money from myself. So pretty straightforward. Pretty easy actually when you peel away all the layers of this weird and wonderful little onion known as cryptocurrency. Enjoy. So let's tackle some cryptocurrency misconceptions, because there's an awful lot of misinformation floating around out there. Start with the first one. Cryptocurrencies are illegal. Well, at the time of filming this video, which is the last days of July in 2017, cryptocurrency isn't illegal. Now, you'll have to consider your own country's laws, but to the best of my knowledge, owning cryptocurrency isn't illegal anywhere, but you're on your own to check. Good news is, pretty much impossible for people to easily find out if you own cryptocurrency, but I'm not advocating breaking the law. I'm simply telling you, use your own conscience as your judge. But as it stands, cryptocurrency isn't illegal. In fact, hundreds and hundreds of mainstream international global brands are investing in, experimenting, researching, and getting behind and using cryptocurrency. So the only reason why you might hear someone say, oh, it's illegal, is because, well, it's not regulated, and oftentimes those in power who like to regulate things so they can, get paid, leverage taxes, and do all the rest of the stuff, they kind of make a bit of noise. But as of now, in North America, and most of Europe, and pretty much most parts of the world, as I say, check yourself, it isn't illegal. Ooh, cryptocurrency is just for criminals. Okay, it is unfortunate that cryptocurrency got some of its original press from its association with the Silk Road, which was a project, very much sort of a dark underground project back in the mid-2000s. Remember, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in particular, has really only been successful since about 2009. So I think it was 10, 11, and 12, something like that, where it was really the de facto currency of choice for the criminals who were buying and selling drugs on the Silk Road, which has subsequently, I believe, been turned upside down. I don't know if it's completely gone away, but, well, you can never truly get rid of anything criminal, but it certainly shone an unfortunate light on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is neutral. It's not illegal. At least we covered that in the previous note. And the use of Bitcoin, it's not just for criminals. In fact, what you've hopefully learned by now going through this course is that if you want to put, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you need to have a bank account or some kind of primary ID connected mechanism when you set up your exchange account. Well, you saw some of the steps that I went through to, get my Coinbase account validated. So I couldn't exactly start conducting criminal activities without it, without them being able to kind of go, well, look, he's doing shenanigans with his accounts. Then they'd be able to find me. Now, that's not to say you can't you can't get hold of cryptocurrency by paying cash, and localbitcoins.com and other underground means exist. But honestly, criminals will probably find an easier way to actually do what they need to do. It's probably easier just to hand over a briefcase full of cash than it is to set up cryptocurrency accounts and then deal with the machinations. I mean, it's easy to use once you set it up, but it's not incredibly easy to anonymize yourself to the point where no one can find you. It's not impossible, but it's not easy. Therefore, criminals will probably take the easiest route. Okay? So it's not just for criminals. It's a scam. Actually, I had somebody shoot me an email yesterday to say, hey, James, cryptocurrencies are a scam. They're a pyramid scheme. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, good Lord. No, it's not. Okay? First of all, any technology can be abused. Yes, you can use cryptocurrencies. You can use the blockchain. You can use any of the associated tech and create something illegal. You can create something criminal. You can create something scam-worthy. And yes, you can create Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, but they are not. Cryptocurrency is not that. It's neutral. And more importantly, most people misunderstand what a pyramid scheme is. A pyramid scheme, in its simplest sense, is where you profit not from the value of the asset, but from recruiting other people. You can find the definitions online, but it goes a bit like this. If the money is made not from what you do or what you sell, but rather than from the recruiting other people that were going to drink the Kool-Aid and kind of do the same thing, and that money flows upstream in a form of a dividend, then that's a Ponzi scheme, that's a pyramid scheme. The problem with that is market saturation, the money stops flowing up, it stops growing, everything collapses. Well, there's nothing in cryptocurrency that suggests that, your involvement in, trading cryptocurrency or buying and selling things using cryptocurrency, you don't have to recruit people to be able to use this. Anyway, just go take a look online if you really want to, but you'll find that it is not. Now, don't just assume anything to do with cryptocurrency isn't a scam, because there are plenty of unscrupulous people out there who are taking advantage of the fact that not everybody understands the tech and how it works, and they're creating scams. But cryptocurrency on its own is not a scam. Use it properly, use the systems accordingly, and you'll be fine. Hackers will steal my money. Well, hopefully by now you've seen that there are the two component parts. There's your public key and then there's your private key. Your public key, anybody and everybody can see that. I mean, I've shown you mine, as we've been bouncing around doing various demos. One thing you've never seen is my private key, and you never will. I've explained that if you leave your public and your private key on a website, which is known as a hot wallet, then you run the risk of potentially having your private key compromised if there was a concerted attack on that particular exchange, and if the hackers were of a high enough caliber, and if the website had compromised security, and if, it's a possibility, but it's low. And if you're using a good quality site like Coinbase and the rest of them, they tend to insure your assets, just like any good bank does. So if you lost it, there's insurance to cover it. Now, having said that, I wouldn't leave all my assets in one basket anyway, and I wouldn't leave, you've seen as I wander you around my accounts, there's practically nothing in any of the accounts I've shown you. There's a reason for that. It's elsewhere. It's not easy for hackers to steal anything, even though I showed you the ability to publicly see, in that example where we were receiving, in the video about receiving, I showed you when we clicked on the Ethereum, it jumped you over to the blockchain and it showed you the amount of money sitting in that account. Well, you think to yourself, well, a hacker could just point themselves at that and work away like crazy. Well, first of all, I don't know why they'd waste their time trying to sort of, snaggle $30 away from me. But more importantly, they'd need the private key to be able to access that. And the private key is hard to crack. So, hackers will steal your money only if you're sloppy and you're not careful and you don't use decent passwords and you don't back stuff up. In other words, if you stop treating it like money and you don't treat your assets seriously, you're going to lose them. And if I may be so harsh, you kind of deserve to if you're not going to treat money respectfully, because this isn't, this isn't kid stuff. This is real money. These are real banking or trading accounts. These are really, really important things that you need to treat accordingly. So do so and you'll be fine. It's a fad. I don't really think so. Let's see, eCash predated to 2009. eCash was the first one. There was a digital cash prior to that. So I think 2000, it's been over 10 years now that we've had virtual currencies and cryptocurrencies, and the first successful one again was Bitcoin, and that's been over 8 years now. So maybe if you think of fads, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, but given the amount of money that's been invested in this and given the amount of time this has been around on the marketplace, I think it's safe to say this isn't a fad.